Thank you, Mr. Chair. Mr. Ravas, in the FY 2024 audit, the agency's external auditors noted the agency's progress, closing 20 out of 95 recommendations from the FY 2022 report. While 3 new recommendations have been added, leading to 78 outstanding recommendations, it seems AmeriCorps is finally making some real progress. Do you agree with that characteristic? And can you expound on that progress?
Sure, happy to. Yes, I agree that AmeriCorps is making progress. As I mentioned, AmeriCorps has indicated that it has remediated 4 material weaknesses. We have not been able to test those yet. We'll be testing them in 2025 once they're implemented. But you're right, they have closed 20. They closed 20 recommendations. They added 3. That's compared to fiscal 2023, where they only closed 7, and we added over 20.
Okay. Ranking, Mr. Smith, AmeriCorps funds over 3,300 projects with over 200,000 volunteers serving communities across the nation. Can you tell us how vital AmeriCorps is to our country and how impactful the work volunteers and members do?
Congresswoman, thank you so much for that question. I tell people I have the best job in the federal government all the time, and it's because I really get to see America at its best. It's people coming together, uniting across differences from all different parts of our country, really showing that when the going gets tough, America gets tougher, and Americans want to unite. Whether that's after a hurricane, a fire, or a flood, helping their neighbors in need, whether that is working on coastal erosion, whether that's helping our kids, addressing the gap in teachers that we have, whether it's our public health workforce, and really addressing that through programs like Public Health AmeriCorps. So today, as I mentioned earlier, we have about 200,000 AmeriCorps members and AmeriCorps senior volunteers that are serving in 40,000 locations. That's in our Boys and Girls Clubs, that's in our Salvation Armies, that's in our American Red Crosses, and if they were here talking to you, they would say that AmeriCorps members are vital for them to be able to do their operational work because AmeriCorps members bring force multiplication and more muscle. And when I think about AmeriCorps, I think about a triple bottom line. I think about the impact that it has on our communities. I think about the impact that it has on the members, 75% of whom, by the way, end up staying in the broader social sectors. They go from being an AmeriCorps tutor or mentor to becoming a teacher. And I think about it from societal benefits, when you have a less isolated society, more social cohesion, more civic engagement after people serve their country.
Okay, can you discuss diversity within AmeriCorps volunteers and how are these volunteers recruited?
Thank you so much. One, I would say I am proud of the fact that AmeriCorps is decentralized. We are not a big bloated Washington program. Most of our AmeriCorps state and national dollars go through our governor-appointed state service commissions. Mr. Chairman, I was recently with the governor and Mrs. Cox in Utah, where they launched the One Utah Service Fellowship, extraordinary program that's helping folks serve while they're finishing their schooling. And so those state commissions help to make a lot of decisions on where the dollars are going. And then we have a network of thousands of grantees to make sure that Michael Smith in Washington isn't deciding what's needed in Florida or what's needed in Utah, to make sure that the people, the force multipliers that are AmeriCorps members, are really being directed to local challenges. I'm also now proud to report that AmeriCorps looks like America. It is more ethnically diverse, or as ethnically diverse than the country. 40% of AmeriCorps members come from low-income households. As I mentioned earlier, 30% come from rural communities. And so we see that because this is really a ground-up and not a top-down program.
Mr. Smith, in Miami-Dade County, we have AmeriCorps volunteers in some of our most challenged neighborhoods and challenged schools. And most of those schools are, I guess we could say, 90% African American. How do we make sure that those schools are serviced by African American volunteers? Because presently they're not.
Congresswoman, thank you for that question. I would say, one, there are no quotas for AmeriCorps service. One of the things that I am proud of, though, is that more and more AmeriCorps members are coming from the communities where they're serving, and that is wonderful, so that they can see an opportunity to serve in their own communities, and they understand the trials and challenges that their students have gone through. The other beautiful thing about AmeriCorps, though, is it brings people together. There might be someone from Utah or North Carolina that is coming to serve alongside folks in Overtown or throughout Miami-Dade, and that is a beautiful way that AmeriCorps brings folks together.